Hey, más.
The city's quiet this evening. I'm getting a little bored. Maybe I'll... Hey, something's going on. My spider sense is tingling.
You found me beautiful once.
Honey, you got real ugly.
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
What's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Fantastic Comics Presents. This is our 43rd episode in a row. We do this weekly on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. And just because I played all those clips, you're probably thinking he has nothing. But I assure you, if you are in chat right now, stick around. I got a big show planned. I got a very special guest. We'll get to that in a second. I always thought that song said, I'll sort it alphabetically, not all sorted alphabetically. I don't know. I've been listening to it for a long time. I mean, I knew because, I've seen the words. But nonetheless, you still kind of fill it in a certain way. That's the least idea. Let's say hi to chat. Fantini was here early, saying yo. Jilby Pill in the other room, a long ways away in another room. Hello. Corey, stick around. Joe, hey, how's it going? And Fantinium, is this true? Are we really back in lockdown? I've been waiting for it. Jill said that she was at the liquor store earlier or yesterday, and they were saying that, bars are going to have to, close. And we've seen other countries already going on with their lockdowns. They're doing like curfews. So after 5 o'clock, you can't go out, basically. But I'm expecting it. I fully expect it. We've been doing mail order. I think we're set up for that. So as far as getting comics to people that want them, I think we can do that. Oh, yeah, by the way, for those of you that don't know, we aren't just a silly show that talks about comic books and whatever. My name is Yule, and I own Fantastic Comics. We are in Berkeley, California. 1708A MLK Jr. Way, open Tuesday through Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. You can check us out at Fantastic Comics on Twitter, Instagram, eBay, Patreon if you're interested. We have a Patreon page. Drop $1. Do a monthly thing. You're not going to get anything for it, but you can just say thanks by doing that. That's the shill. So anyway, yeah, it's mostly for people that are interested in the shop and what we have and what we're interested in. But I think anybody outside of this store could get some fun out of this. I feel like I have a perspective, having read comics all my life and owning a store and being a grunt in a store a number of times, working cons, working for very successful stores, for very small stores, for my store. And also, I'm a fan of comic books. I've read a lot. I'm not just a superhero junkie. Not just Marvel, DC. I read all sorts of comics companies, styles, genres. Not all genres, but, I give, like, horror. I don't really read a lot of horror. But, right now I'm reading Gideon Falls, which classified as that. And, I got to get my fill at least a little bit. Holy cow, Comic Book Bob's here. That's right. I am going to be the last comic store in the wasteland. People are going to be wearing the mask, and it's going to be all foggy or whatever. Just barely off the ground. You can't see your ankles, and they're going to come in with their mask and goggles, and then they're kind of come in the store and be able to, take their hat off, and then, you got any X-Men? Got any X-Men? All right, let's see. Are those lights on in the front window? No, I turned those lights off, Battle Buddy. Let me tell you. I don't want to get in trouble with anybody across the street. Okay. That's enough preamble. Let me introduce you to my guest. Let me also do this. Sorry. Woo. Our guest is a former host of this show. Everybody loves him. He is able to make me have conversations I probably shouldn't have as an owner of a comic store. Everybody, ATN. ATN, hey, how's it going, buddy?
Hey. Hey.
Hey. How you doing?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on the show. I thought there was a couple things to talk about that you might be able to lend yourself your concepts to, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Fantinium? Hey, Corey. Hey, Jill. Who else do I know that's in here?
Who else?
Oh, y'all.
I don't know. All y'all. Jill. Did you say hi to Jill?
No.
Well, if you watch the Wrestling Council, you'd know Comic Book Bob.
Hey, Bob.
He's a fellow Wrestling Council member that I'm with. We'll be talking about wrestling, actually. It'll tie into everything.
You mean in this show?
In this show, because
I don't know anything about wrestling.
You don't need to know anything about wrestling.
Except
you do...
El Borba.
Who?
El Borba.
El Borba. That's
Charles Burns.
Charles Burns, yeah.
Comic book from back in the long time ago.
Mm-hmm. So tonight's show, we're gonna have an unboxing. We usually do that around 25-minute mark. I bought something on eBay. I've been
Can I cuss? May I please use foul language at this point?
Usually we wait 15 minutes, but if you got to get it out, get it out.
Nope, it's all right. It's all right. I'll wait. I will wait.
Holy cow! Is that what you wanted to say?
I like unboxings though. Those are exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. 25 minutes. Everybody, tell a friend. Get ready. Get that
set my
coffee going.
alarm.
Your tea.
Hold on. Let's do this right.
Well, we're already eight and a half minutes in. So
I can see the clock.
Very good.
Come on, give me some credit.
We're also going to talk about DC Comics. It seems that they're toast. They're not going to be a company going forward in the next year.
Woo! That's crazy. That's crazy.
It does sound very crazy, and I'm being a little hyperbolic when I say that. Also, the Mandalorian controversy. I don't know if you heard about this, but
I heard about one piece of it, not the second that you let me know that there is something out there that is a second piece. But
I was looking into the controversy, and I found out that there was more controversy.
Of course there is.
Controversy I was looking at.
How did you find out about it? Because I found out about it via stand-up comedy. Like, I watch a lot of stand-up comics on YouTube, and like that's how I found out about it.
Anyone in particular?
I don't remember. I watched so many. Oh, but I saw a good joke for Marvel and DC from Michelle Wolf, and it has to do with men's tampons. It's pretty awesome. It was a good joke. It was real good.
Men's tampons. As far as I'm concerned, men don't really need any tampons.
It was a hypothetical, like, what if scenario. Like, if men needed tampons, like they'd have superhero tampons, and there'd be like Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
like swinging from the string and stuff like that. It was good, and I will send you a link so you can watch it, because I'm not going to do it justice because I'm not a comic.
That's right. Fantinium says if this is in reference to Gina Carano, he's been following it for months. Yeah, well, that's because Gina Carano. I've been following this stuff for months.
Like,
anyway, I was looking into something else, and we'll talk about all of it. So there you go.
Yay, promises.
The Justice League finally had a release of the Snyder Cut trailer. The deal with this is Justice League came out a few years ago, and it bombed hard, and it was really crummy. And Joss Whedon and Jeff Johns from Comic Book Land took over the movie after Zack Snyder left. And Zack Snyder left because I think his daughter died. And he was like, I'm off this movie. And of course, you know, not everybody really liked the I mean, there were a lot of people that did like the Snyder films, but, you know, Man of Steel wasn't like really loved by a lot of comic book people. And I think the Batman also, with Batman, with Batfleck.
That's just a casting error. No big deal.
I think he actually looked. Anyway, I saw this trailer, and it's pretty cool looking. They use they do Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen.
Can we watch it?
We can I mean, I'm just gonna get a copyright strike. It's not that big a deal.
Who cares, right?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I'm not that.
I'm
How
not
about
gonna
I
push
just?
it.
I'll show
it on
you
my own
just
time.
a few seconds. Well, exactly. I mean, I could a few seconds. I mean, Darkseid's in the very beginning. That's pretty sweet, and it's artfully done. It looks like a what I imagine a Zack Snyder movie to look like. I gotta say, I don't really. Can you name any movies of his I might have watched? I didn't see Watchmen or 300. Is that him? 300.
Meh.
And I don't know. I thought you were the movie guy.
Meh.
It doesn't really matter. So there you go. We pretty much talked about that now.
Justice League movie being taken over by Joss Whedon and somebody else.
Yeah, and Jeff Johns, who is a comic book writer.
Yeah.
There's actually a lot of stuff about Jeff Johns. He just recently finished The Three Jokers, which is now in a hardcover, and it was very, very successful in Comic Land. He also has he wrote Doomsday Clock. You remember that book that took forever to come out?
Yeah, more than a year.
More than a year, definitely. Well, it was a big success, regardless.
Yeah, sure.
And he moved over to like the TV and film division of Warner Brothers, the comic book stuff, and he helped with Joss Whedon to fix the Justice League movie, and they didn't fix it, from what I understand.
Fix it.
They didn't fix anything. It was a horrible movie.
Maybe it was too broken.
So there's a lot of people that were like, hey, this Zack Snyder cut is out there. Supposedly they didn't use 85% of the footage. So like an entire movie is basically out there. And so Zack Snyder finally, because HBO Max is trying to get people to care about their service, and you know they have South Park, and eventually they're going to have Rick and Morty, and they have all their Game of Thrones and everything.
Yeah.
They're also going to have the Zack Snyder cut Justice League, and they're going to release it. You know,
shut up, really?
Yeah.
I would be interested to see the differences between them. I really would, just because. You know, it's like you'll dredge that stuff. Even if you hated it, it's worth knowing.
Right. It's a very interesting concept.
It can't be complete, though. It cannot be complete.
Well, they had to go back and do reshoots, obviously. And recently, Ray Fisher, the guy who played Cyborg, he came out and talked about how horrible working conditions were under Jeff Johns and Joss Whedon.
Huh.
Now, of course, it probably sounds a lot like Sour Grapes also. I was going to get a big time push with this other guy. He left, and now these guys don't give a shit.
Weird. Okay.
That's pretty much what it sounds like to me. But, yeah, so HBO Max, since they are involved with DC and Warner Brothers and everything, they are going to be putting out the new Justice League movie. And you can see the Justice League movie, and then you can see the Zack Snyder cut.
I'll tell you what. You watch them both. You tell me if either one of them is actually worth watching, and then I'll think about it, because I don't have a lot of free time.
To watch a movie? To watch two movies?
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm just not that interested in the Justice League. I'm not a superhero guy. I think you know that. So doesn't
Well-
really float my boat. You know, Philip gives me all sorts of grief because I won't watch all the X-Men movies. And it's like, there's so many. And I've seen most of them, but I'm missing like 2. And he wants to talk about them. And I'm like, find somebody else to talk about that stuff with, because I'm not the guy. I'm not that guy.
Smooth Jammin' says Ray Fisher seems like a diva.
Does that mean he's hot?
I think like prima donna, maybe. More?
I don't know who Ray Fisher is. I'm gonna look him up. Give me a minute.
He's Cyborg. He got a. See that they should have never used Cyborg. There's been a big push for Justice League or DC, including Warner Brothers, to make Cyborg a bigger character than he was. So growing up, he was introduced. He's
don't
a
have to say
black
it.
man.
Yeah, no,
I think
I
that's
got it.
really the reason, because he's a cool character. I grew up with him in the New Teen Titans. He's an awesome character in that team book, and when he was introduced, he had lots of stories going on, and he was really cool with those characters. And when they did like even the Teen Titans Go cartoons, you know, Cyborg was in there. I just don't, as a fan, this is the only reason, I just don't like when things are shunted over into other places and then the other people are like left behind. Case in point, there's a Titans show on the DC streaming, which is now going to be on HBO Max eventually. The Titans, they use Beast Boy, Changeling, but they drop off Cyborg, and then they do a Doom Patrol series and they use Cyborg, but that should be Changeling or Beast Boy. And it's just stuff like that. And it's the same thing. There are other characters that you could put in to fill that role. But ever since the New 52, when DC relaunched their stuff, they've been really trying to make Cyborg like a main event, in the Justice League. And it doesn't really ever, he's a Teen Titan. It's, even if people are out there and they don't know that, in some way they do. And that's kind of the character. He's not a Justice Leaguer. He's a Teen Titan. That's kind of dorky. Sorry.
That's some cross-pollination there. That's what that is.
There's other characters that could like fill the role. There's Firestorm was a different Firestorm, but there's a Firestorm that could be on the Justice League that would super powerful black dude.
So is this movie coming out in theaters, or I mean, obviously nothing's really in theaters, but what are they doing? Because like I saw on Prime the other day that they're like first run movies, and they're gonna just charge me money to watch them if I want to.
It's going to be on HBO Max
Only.
See
that I'm not into that. I'm not into that.
Everybody has a streaming network that they are settled
Everybody
down to.
has one, which means I have to have multiple. Like I need Hulu, I need Amazon, I need the Disney thing. I don't want them all. I just want one.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just pay for what I want to watch.
They called that cable, I do believe.
No, they did not. Cable was not a la carte. Cable was not a la carte at all.
It was not, but now we see the problem of a la carte, right?
No, because we don't have a la carte, right? We have too many
Sure.
people trying to sell us a buffet. And man, I can only go to one buffet at lunch. I don't want to watch all of the stuff. I just want some stuff. But like if I had access to every single channel and I could just say, I want to watch that, boop, I would pay for the things I wanted to watch and not for the stuff I don't.
It's tough, man. I mean,
Moby's right. One ring to rule them all.
one ring to rule them all. Well, there's no such thing. I mean, even when
There
it was,
will be. It's just a matter of time. But it seems to me that like
Only
somebody's
Disney?
picking up DC. HBO's picking up DC stuff.
well,
Okay, so
see.
they're at war, man. They're at war, and like that's why that happened, right?
All right, well, let's get into the thick of things. So,
Uh-oh.
we got 5 minutes. This will be
The unboxing.
yeah, we got an unboxing to do.
I can cuss now if I want to.
You can go for it.
Poop.
Poop.
I don't really like to cuss. I
Yeah.
always feel bad when I do it, and there's like kids around, and I do it all the time. and so I need to not cuss so much.
Yeah. I think that's a good practice. I mean, there's always a good time to do it. I mean,
It's very satisfying sometimes, you know. You're a fucking moron.
yeah, I wouldn't have gone that hard right now, but
It's good stuff. It's good stuff. There are no children in here. Give me a break. I'm talking
Well,
about
you never
nieces
know.
and nephews.
well, see, the thing is, like, I know that like some people have kids, and
They were adequately warned. I
they
think
were
by the. I mean, I put a timer on, you know, and all sorts of stuff. So,
You did.
and I'm sorry if your little delicate elfin ears cannot handle the F word, then you have no business in this society at all.
in this society.
No, dude, we're like the fall of Rome. I mean, it's just like you can't go anywhere without seeing tits or, you know, something. You just
Really?
can't. It's pretty hard these days, man. Like you just watch TV shows and it's like, get that off the screen. Get that
How
off the
much
screen.
boobs
What are you
are
doing?
we seeing on the TV? I'm not seeing any of this.
Well, like
Well,
you
like
watch
on
an
modern-
HBO show, there's gonna be boobies occasionally, and like it's hard to get away from it. And people cuss and say stuff all the time, and it's like you really have to curate your own life if you don't want to see stuff. So
So Jill and I were watching this. We watched this program on HBO called The Fabulous Gemstones, and it is penis everywhere.
yeah, I saw a penis yesterday, and I did not want to, but there it was. It's like, damn it.
Equal opportunity, man. It's got to be
Yeah.
there.
Well, sort of. We have ugly genitalia. Women do
That's
not.
right. The Righteous Gemstones. It was very good. I liked it a lot. But it was mostly penis. So ladies out
Tallywhacker,
there,
ding dong.
yeah, exactly. Not
Yep.
not like, you know, glorious ones. Just kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, those.
A little.
I wouldn't say little. I mean, you know, it's just nobody was really beautiful in the whole thing. So
Yeah,
it
no, I
really
got
didn't
it.
matter.
Did you ever watch that show with she's a comic book movie girl, but it was a vampire. It was the Suki Stackhouse novels got turned into a TV show on HBO. And I cannot remember that girl's name, but she was one of the X-Men. And not Storm. I can't remember who she is. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You know, it's just one of those things. I never wanted to see it in the first place, and there it was. I was like, God damn it, get it off the screen, please. Ooh, you know what I watched recently was the Philip K. Dick anthology show, like the Do Androids Dream thing.
Yeah.
Is it Androids Dreams? I don't remember. It's like 3 years
Android's
old now.
Dream?
She was in one of those too, and I'm like, get her off the screen. Get out of here.
Is it?
Yes, Anna Paquin, exactly.
Oh,
Anna Paquin.
Paquin.
Yep. True Blood, that's the one. There's the timer. It's time for the unboxing.
She doesn't. It's not. Anyways.
What? I have seen
She's
her
on-
boobs too many times.
Anna Paquin?
Uh-huh.
What else have? I mean, True Blood. That's
And in that Philip K. Dick show.
really.
Yeah, it wasn't like straight on. It was a lot of side boob, but whatever. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it, but there it was.
Right.
It's just unnecessary in shows like that. You don't need to see nudity.
I used to like it. I don't hate it, but now I don't seek it out.
Blech. I think porn hasn't done us any favors.
It
hasn't.
done us any
It has
favors.
not, dude. It's done
It's
nothing
taken
but
up all
harm
my time.
and money.
Comics.
Remember when you had to pay
and-
for porn? Remember that?
Oh yeah, you go into the liquor store and you buy magazines.
So I
stuff
once,
like that.
I was once in a liquor store in Oakland, and I don't know why or how, but I had a porno magazine in my hand, and I was like
It
flipping
just-
through the back
just was there.
pages, and then there was somebody I knew in there.
In the magazine,
Yeah,
advertising or
it was an
in the
ad, but
Photoshop?
like, oh no, she was naked. She was completely naked, and but it was an ad for like some porn, you know, like trying to redirect you to another porn magazine or a porn website or something like that. And I was like, I know that girl. I know exactly who she is.
All right, I'll tell you one that all right, so I used to do this poetry stuff, right? Dork.
Yeah.
And
I'm glad you said it.
I mean, one day we'll just do a whole poetry thing. You know, it'd be
Let's
great.
not. I mean, you know what? I would do it. I would do it just so I could. Poetry. I hate it so much.
Nonetheless, I was performing of sorts, at places.
Yeah.
And there were people that came from outside of our area, and they came in and they like tore the house down and were awesome. And then I was working at a Borders in Brea, and there was this
La Brea Tar
yeah,
Pits.
no, just the city of and
Brea. Got it. La Brea.
And there was this book called Naked L.A. There was also one called Naked New York.
Because of course.
Because on one side you'll see the person clothed, and on the other side in the same place you'll see that person naked, usually up against a wall.
That doesn't sound like porn.
Oh, it wasn't porn, but as I'm going through, I'm like, oh my God, these people just performed
Well,
where we were at. And I'm like, I can't unsee that now. Every time they come in, I'm going to see Naked LA.
and then you can be like, psst, hey,
Psst, hey,
hey,
psst, hey.
I admire your photo shoot.
No, it wasn't cool.
Is that creepy?
They're
You know, if you pose nude, and somebody's like, "Hey, saw your pictures," like, do you have any right to be offended or upset by that?
No, I don't think so. I guess not.
I don't either.
It's better you say it rather than them wondering or.
Well, it's one of those things, like
anything?
we're human beings, which we're kind of animals, but like we have reasons. So maybe, it's not reasonable to be that kind of a dick, but maybe it is also if you don't like them that much or, something.
I had a friend show me her hand fastening pictures, which she had they did in the woods, and they did it in the woods, and there was like they all did mushrooms. So, like, there was a lot of nudity. And, like, there you are, you're looking at pictures of a wedding. Oh, my God, it's falling. I'll take that off.
What are we doing?
There's a picture. We're not looking at that.
Hey, what did you just say, though? Like, the what?
I was looking at the wedding pictures.
Wedding. You said something about hands, and I did not follow.
I don't know if I said hands, but they did mushrooms.
Yeah, got that
and
part.
So, like, there was a lot of, like, they're all hippies, and stuff like that.
I know who Twanigat is. Just saying.
Twanigat? What, huh?
I think Tyler named him. Fantinium's talking about Twanigat. Did you see him naked? Is that what's going on here?
Not me. Oh, I saw them.
I'm asking Fantinium.
Oh, I see.
I've seen homeless booty. I have. In fact, I've seen homeless poopy.
Oh,
and it was
dude,
at the same. It was at the same moment. And I didn't want to see that either.
This lady all by herself just went into a planter and dropped trow. And then I'm like, worse than that, Jill and I would go up to Tower and walk her back home with me back down to Shattuck. So I'd go up there. When we came back down one time, I saw a couple. We saw a couple.
Oh,
and
is this the homeless sex story?
They were having like, there was like knees and, head and waist situation. And then all of a sudden there was peeing going on. And we were like, we got to get out of here. Yeah, that was a great night. So I bought something on eBay. I'm not ashamed of this, I promise. I've been wanting to get...
Is this the unboxing?
Yeah, this is the unboxing. Boom, there it is.
All right, fine. Whatever.
I'm just telling you what it is. So I've been wanting to get Amazing Spider-Man number 22 for a while.
Is that old?
It is old. It was like, in the 1965 probably or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
And Steve Ditko still did it. It's the first appearance, but I just wanted it because it looked really good. I did Thinking Critical, and we were talking about the best stories or the best villains, whether it was Batman or Spider-Man or whoever. And
Batman's
to do
not a
that,
villain.
I was boning up on Spider-Man, and I came across this issue, and I'm like, God, I really love this issue. I never really realized it, so I've been trying to get it on eBay, bidding on it. And the thing is, you don't want to, spend more, and everybody's trying to get more than what it's worth. So the thing is like, I don't really want these things to be in slabs, CGC.
No, I get that.
But it's really hard to know if something is in good enough condition if you're going to spend a lot of money on something.
You can always unslab it.
That's the case. So this time I bought something. It was not Spider-Man 22. I started to redirect my attention, and there's 3 specific drug issues of Spider-Man where drugs are being done, taking place.
Like by Spider-Man?
No, not by Spider-Man, but by Harry Osborn, the Green Goblin's son.
Yeah, he's cool.
And they take the Comics Code Authority stamp off of these issues.
Of course.
Anytime something like, maybe someone like lost a baby or was super violent, or it's usually drugs, that type of stuff. Even though these things are being written like specifically because like there's a drug initiative and they're like, hey, do you think you guys could do this? And then even still.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. It's like getting demonetized for saying no to drugs.
Yeah. So I got 90. There's 96, 97, and 98.
Can you make it sideways
I'll
and
do
big
this.
so we can all see it nice?
Hold on. I don't know if I can do this sideways, but I can do this.
Definitely make it big. That's good. Oh, yeah. Well, it was there.
There you go.
What's the rating on it?
It's a 9.2.
Woo!
And this is the middle part of the story.
Okay, so you need one on either end now?
Yeah.
Okay. How much did you pay? It's kind of blurry, man.
I paid what it says I should be paying in guide.
12 cents. Got it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So if you got a guide,
This says
you'll know how much I paid
9.2.
for it.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's appropriate. You know what? That's kind of awesome, actually. If you can get those for guide, that's really great because somebody paid to have that slabbed at their own expense, right?
Right.
And they didn't charge you extra for it. So
Well,
that's awesome.
all right. So guide is not $225
For a 9.2.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's tax and all that other crap.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
So I paid more than that,
Well,
but
okay.
it's a good copy, and I'm happy.
Aren't you a retailer and can't you get tax-free? Tax exemption?
I don't think it works that way on eBay, does it?
I don't know.
Well, I wasn't buying it for the store, so I don't feel like,
Everything you buy is for the store.
You sound like Eugene. And I think inside it's Gil Kane.
Okay.
Yeah, Gil Kane.
Cool.
Yeah, John
Nice.
Romita cover. Yeah.
Nice.
And
You know
those
what I
are-
bought this week? You want to see my box?
Yeah, I do.
I can't actually show it to you. I bought a printer.
You bought a printer. Oh, that thing there?
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that printer?
Buy a house.
With a printer?
You know, I've never had a printer. I never owned one. And so, like, if I need to print anything or any of that nonsense, print some contract out, sign it, send it back, any of this nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go down to the Home Depot. No. FedEx. I have to go down to the FedEx, print something out, and then mail it off or whatever. And I got tired of it. So I bought a printer. And it's nice. Scans. Woo. Scans nice. Yeah.
Oh, that seizure that we got is scanning pretty nice also.
Were the photos that you put up last week or 2 weeks ago from it? Because like it seemed like there was still, the curve wasn't there, but you can still see the curve. Is that accurate?
Depending on what style I have. Yeah, you can kind of, but it's still pretty good, I think, for what you're getting.
Okay.
I didn't pay a lot, so.
I mean, just having an overhead mount alone is worthwhile, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just a very good thing because it allows you to get a flat image, which is nice.
And we're working with it also, but overall, it's pretty good.
Has it paid for itself yet, in your opinion?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was it expensive? I remember
No,
you
it
ordered it
wasn't.
before the lockdown, and it got lost at sea or something.
Yeah, I think it was like $150.
Okay, that's not bad.
When we start chugging and we get all our stuff online, like I said, you can follow us on eBay. You can go to check Fantastic Comics, in this sense, Berkeley, and Fantastic Comics Berkeley, and you'll see stuff that we've put up online.
The photos would be from that machine, the
Yeah.
seizure machine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I think so, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have like a Batgirl number 50 up. That's most recent.
Okay.
There's a new character. There's a character in the Batwoman series. Here, let me show you a picture of the new Batwoman. The old Batwoman's out after one season. Oh, I shouldn't have done that one. I don't have a good one that doesn't say, but is she gay? Oh, here it is. That's the question, because Batwoman is she's a gay woman that used to be in the military, and she was, but now they're changing the character. And, anyway, that's a whole thing. Anyway, that's the new Batwoman. She introduced in Batgirl 50, and so we have that up on eBay.
So that was a photograph?
That picture I just showed you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Why aren't they drawing these people?
This is a photograph of the person that's going to be on the television show. Sorry.
Oh.
Batwoman, after season 1, there's a new Batwoman. It's this lady.
I like her hair.
I think she looks good. I think the other Batwoman was a horrible actress.
Hey, they can't all be good, man.
And everybody in that whole program was just horrible. I only watched the first episode, and Jill and I were like, oh, this is horrible. It's like stinky. I mean, usually I don't say anything about bad acting because I'm not an actor.
Have
But
you
this
ever
is
watched Fortitude?
No. What's Fortitude?
You should watch some bad acting. That's what it is.
Well, I saw Batwoman, and trust me, it can't be any...
I just cannot believe some of the stuff that makes it to television, and like some of the actors that make it to television, like, were they desperate?
Well, it's
like,
the
is there a
CW
shortage?
I'm talking about,
I don't think it matters, man. I think that there's enough bad acting going around that you just got to wonder,
There, thank you, Fantinuum. This Batwoman will also be gay. Thank you. That's a load off. I'm
Okay.
very happy to know this.
Whoop-de-doo. Right, whoop-de-doo.
All right, are you ready for this Mandalorian stuff?
Yeah.
We're going to get
Yeah.
this really
Come on.
quick. Okay.
Bring it. Probably
So
not.
I was looking for the Mandalorian, and I found out there were 3 parts of problems that people are having with this program.
I got 3
And
problems, but a bit
3 problems. This is the first one. You ready for this?
Go.
Oh, wait, let me get this banner off. We can do that still. All right. Here we go. No. So, I guess Baby Yoda, that's what people call that thing.
Sure.
They were transporting eggs that were supposed to be for...
Is this a vegan thing? Are you kidding me?
No, but you are... the people are upset because this is a reproductive situation. Whoa,
Okay.
that was weird.
And Baby Yoda wanted
And
to
Baby Yoda's going on munching on these eggs,
It's a
that
baby.
represent life.
It's a
And
baby.
so people, babies, I don't know how these
How
Yoda
dare they
people are.
breastfeed? Huh.
Anyway, people were upset about that. I thought that was funny.
They were upset about that.
Yes, okay.
That's how bored people are at home right now.
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly right. But
Next.
the next part was, like Fantinuum said, Gina Carano.
Yeah.
So she plays a character in The Mandalorian from time to time. I know that every episode they have like another person that playing a role, like comedians a lot of times.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Like, Amy Sedaris was in one episode. And,
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
So Gina Carano is a former MMA, UFC type person.
Okay.
Not UFC, but the other ones, like Strikeforce.
All right.
And I guess she doesn't believe in masks. and she doesn't believe in counting votes and stuff like that. So people are upset with her. So that was another thing. Plus, she said something.
She's mouthy.
She's a mouthy, but she's a mouthy lady that can probably beat you up. So.
And that's why she's mouthy, because she's like, "What are you gonna do about it?
What you gonna do about it?"
It's like that's why people like Joe Rogan are mouthy, right? What's going on?
My brother's here to upset me.
Oh, hey, what's up, Jeff? Oh, are we all muted? Boom.
All right. Anyway, we're bringing in stuff.
Bye, Jeff.
Right now.
Bye.
Yeah. He knows I'm here too. That's the thing.
Maybe he can't help it. I don't know. But okay. So what's number 3?
All right. Number 3 is this. Anita Sarkeesian. Do you know who that is?
I do.
What do you know about Anita Sarkeesian?
She's like a famous SJW.
All right, for Fantino. So she came out and was upset about the boob armor on the Mandalorian
Let's see it
characters.
again. Let's see it again.
The boob armor?
Yeah.
Here, there you go.
Okay. She's upset about that. Why?
Yeah. Because it's, it's kind of sexist, I guess.
Is it to accommodate the the mammary glands of a woman? It's sexist?
Well, so I had thought that, and I have heard other people say something like that, but I was checking out on Tor.com from an article that was written in 2013 where they talk about how because of, I'm going to say the word wrong, gambesons, is that how you say it?
I don't know what armor.
Yeah, and armor. Since they started wearing padded gambesons, there's no reason to think that you would need to have boob indentations within your armor since there's already padding.
Okay.
And not only that, that type of armor is, I guess, like very dangerous when it comes to, I guess, like, you don't want that stuff denting.
You don't want any of it denting.
Yeah, so like a lot of people are like, oh, you don't like the female form, all that other stuff. But I guess there's like a real science behind it also. And yeah, it's true. They did.
Whatever. That girl's made a career out of complaining, so whatever. More power to her.
It's not the protecting of boobs. It's the shapeliness of the thing that the boobs are inside. Like, it's funny if it's the Venture Brothers and Hank has that whole golden armor. But
what does she think about cod pieces?
Yeah, I don't know.
What does she think about that? You should ask her next time you see her.
I will.
Yeah.
I usually don't interact, but this was something I had planned out for Shara or Bruja.
Yeah.
But, hold on.
I held on.
There is a ton of stuff coming in tomorrow, my brother says.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Look there he is.
Yeah, he's working, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to show you 2 things.
We're going to show you 2 things.
If I had armor
and
I had boobs
I don't know.
and I didn't need it to have a thingy in front to like let you know that I was a lady, I don't think I would care. But if it had, Milo. Yeah, he's a very sexy illustrator. Is that all you can show me?
This is book 1
Yeah.
of the collection.
Definitive collection. Who published it?
Humanoids.
Never heard of them.
They do European reproductions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would have figured like NME or whoever they are doing it. Oh no, I just saw tobacco.
You saw tobacco. I had to get him a lighter. These are some comics that I priced up. Ooh.
And where'd you get them?
I got them over the course of years.
It was a busy ass cover
store.
on that second one.
This one right here.
That's some busy stuff
I know.
right there.
Yeah. All right, so
Man,
DC Comics. I'm going to show you this stuff well.
Goodbye,
Talk about DC
DC. Bye bye.
All right, so I don't think it's like really like they're going to be going away, obviously. I guess there's like people talking about CNN actually being sold by AT&T. They're the people that bought, or they didn't buy, they combined their debt with Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And now they're kind of cutting the fat.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Like
And
you
so-
would do.
Like
Yeah.
you would do.
Yeah.
And so, like, even if DC actually makes money, they make so little, it really is not cost effective for this company to keep them going, it feels
So they're
like.
going to sell CNN.
And I think things like CNN also. But I don't
Good
think they're going to...
riddance.
There's no way they're gonna sell DC, because they want to keep the Batman property, all these comic books I'm showing you right now.
That seems reasonable, especially when we're talking about Warner, because they're a media powerhouse, right? Why would they get rid of that? I can totally see them wanting to get rid of a news outlet, but because you just make a new one.
But
Just make a new
they might not want to publish comic books going forward.
And I
Or-
wouldn't blame them if they didn't.
Or they just might want to publish comics digitally.
Yeah.
They've been working on it.
Do you like that? I mean, I know Tyler does, but do you like digital comics? Because like I can't be bothered to read a book digitally.
Not really. I guess if that was my only outlet and I was still into it. The thing is like I'm
That's a nice
more
cover.
into buying like older things rather
that?
than
Who did that?
this is all Greg Capullo.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's a good artist. They fired recently like 12 or this is their second round of firings, DC.
Yeah.
And they fired like 12 execs, people that are editors and all that stuff. I shouldn't say execs, I should say editors. And so like the people that are running the ship right now are people that aren't editors that like yesterday might not have actually held the position that would, be second in command to where they are right now, that type of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
And like I said, this is a second round of firings. They had another one in August, and some people were like kept on, wink, wink. You're kept on for a few months, but there's a non-disclosure. Don't say anything about it, or else everything's going to be all screwy,
Sure.
And DC in January, all of their titles are going to cancel.
Okay.
For
So
2
it's gonna
months.
be
For
a
2 months.
new 52.
It's not. It's something called Future State.
Whatever. I knew.
And Future
I get it.
State is going to be like brand new characters, a brand new Batman, a brand new Superman.
They
a brand
tried
new...
it and they tried it and they try it all the time. Like it's something that we've seen. Like in the time that we've done the show together, like we've seen that happen over and over again, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many of them worked? How many of them were popular enough that they kept them on? Yeah, so this one's going to work really well too.
Well, again, it's only 2 months, and some of those characters are actually going to be introduced into like CW programs or something like that.
God damn it, dude. They're desperate. That is a sinking ship on fire, and they're desperate.
And then in March, presumably Batman will start back up again, as will Superman and Wonder Woman. But tomorrow, or today actually, the Teen Titans, the last issue of that came out.
Mañana.
Last week, Hawkman ended for DC. A lot of titles have ended, or their last issues were digital. And they are only putting out comics that they know they think are going to sell. They're not going to be experimental, it feels like, unless you like a Batman book, that's what it's going to be. Unless you like a Superman book, that's what it's going to be. And
So
maybe they'll do something with
fine.
Superman Family, You know,
Yeah.
maybe a thicker book, or maybe once a year, or maybe every few months they'll have mini series of a Green Lantern character or somebody that they have to bring back out of retirement so that they don't lose their copyright on it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what it looks like DC Comics is going to be. And they were already paring down a ton of titles. Now it looks like it's going to be that way even more. And we were already like thinking, where are we going to get the titles that people want to buy when all the other stuff is kind of you know? And DC actually seemed like they had a thing that was going, but
Not
it
so
also
much, huh?
seems like they have a thing that's going.
Gone.
But it's like a golden parachute type thing, or let's milk this cow and bleed it dry, you know, that type.
Do you know
of
who
thing.
Dover is? Dover Publishing. They do
I mean,
the
yeah, I
Dover,
know the name.
Dover thrift editions. Everything that they
Oh yeah,
publish.
like $1, right? Yeah, dollar novels.
They're more now, but everything they publish is in the public domain, and so they just publish classics, stuff in the public, stuff that they don't have to pay anybody any money for, and it's a slippery slope, and that's where DC's heading, right?
Well, all right. So one of the things was that they thought that they were going to do young adult novels, and
Novels.
so not novels, graphic novels. They were going to
Okay.
take the young adult style of novel, and they were going to use it with their characters. So they have like a teen romance under the ocean with an aqua lad. Okay,
It's not gonna work.
and I agree, it's not really going to work. And not only that, one of the people that they fired was the person that was actually heading that part of the company. And even though there are going to be many books coming out next year, the person that shepherded them isn't going to be with the company anymore.
Yeah.
And it's just like another thing that, you know, even they're speaking to us. They're saying this is what we want to do. But it doesn't look like they really care
do you remember
about
back in the
my part of it.
Sure. Do you remember back in the day when the WB was brand new? And they were picking up shows and taking huge risks with the stuff that they were picking up. That's how Buffy got picked up, right?
Right.
They were doing that because they were desperate for an IP that would hit and stick. And DC's going the complete other way, where they're just like, well, let's just be really conservative, and we're only gonna publish the stuff that's guaranteed to make us money. But that's not how you make something big. That's how you whimper and die. They're done, man. They're done. You might as well sell your stock if you have any.
Well, again, you know, there's going to be theoretically, there will always be a Batman book, a Superman book, a Wonder Woman book. Exactly. Again, it's not going to be super exciting necessarily.
No,
And-
there's nobody's gonna look back on this period of DC and be like, man, they were really pushing the boundaries and breaking new ground. I hope someone else is working on that because
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's Marvel and all the other companies, but even
What's
Marvel's
Marvel
been.
doing?
They're
making movies, man.
They feel
Just making
no.
movies.
The thing about Marvel is, it feels like that in another way. That's exactly what they're doing. They're like milking this, you know, cow. They are like,
Yeah.
let's do one big event after another big event after another big event, and who cares about all the other stuff in its wake? Because we're just trying to get as much as we can out of these people
They're just
until
better
the
at
ship
marketing.
is done. They know how to squeeze pennies from people a lot more than DC, but DC's, you know, doing their version of it as best they can.
They can't even copy them originally. It's pretty sad. I don't know, man. It seems like it's a bad time to be a comic book fan. That's what it seems like.
It might be a bad time to be a comic store just altogether, you know.
Yeah.
It definitely feels that way. There's always avenues for comics. Obviously, there's independents. There's great companies that are out there that are doing graphic novels. I've said it before for a second. Scholastic puts out good things for people, usually younger readers, but that's not always the case. But First Second is good for young adult and a little bit higher. There's smaller companies that are out there. Some aren't going to be around much longer. But, there's a Fantagraphics. There's Drawn and Quarterly. These are all things for people that are looking for something outside of superheroes. But within superheroes, if you're looking for an avenue that's, for the older reader, you're going to have a hard time finding it if it's not something like maybe Jeff Lemire's Black Hammer. Other than that, you're not going to get it with Superman. You're not going to get it with Spider-Man. It's just going to be very kind of watered down, run-of-the-mill. We know this kind of story sells. And, it's time to bring the Joker back. Oh, it's time to bring a Lex Luthor story back.
Those stories
let's
are
not
so
worry about
unsatisfying.
let's not worry about 5-year arcs or anything like that. You know what I mean?
How did the Hickman thing do?
The X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
I'm selling it well. There's
Is
a
it
big.
good?
This big event is not doing. I don't think people love it. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, that's yet another problem. It's like you can't keep milking the same cow. Eventually they start bleeding.
Yeah. Well, it's hard with 22 issues. And the thing is that at the end of this one, or even before the end of this one, there's going to be another series called King in Black, which is going to be this whole Venom storyline. And then during all this stuff, there's been stuff going on in Spider-Man where they come out with a bunch of books. And it's just, if you're a person that wants to buy every Marvel, or maybe you just want to buy the big titles, they really know how to fleece you. And it's upsetting. And it's sad because, I know there are people that want to just get it all. And, maybe it's an irrational compulsion that they have.
Are you talking about Fantinium?
I might be talking about myself, actually. I mean, I'm talking about the comic book collector.
They
are out there, and they want to keep that sequence of numbers. And, I really have a hard time getting rid of this thing. And I don't want to, but I got to pare down my collection. And I was going through.
That's always rough.
It's always rough, but these are the things we do as collectors, regardless of what you're collecting. If it's salt and pepper shakers, you can't have them all,
No.
What's that one? My Little Pony.
Got any bronies in here?
We've got one major brony. And what is that, the Transformer one?
No, this is just Pony. This is
The
Pony.
regular Pony, but he's getting 25 of each cover. And then he's getting 5 of the special cover you get for every 10 that you get.
What the hell?
So he's getting a ton of Pony books.
Hey, to each his or her own, I say.
Well, I think he gives them out. He does these... I don't know if he sells them or if he hands them out or what it is, but he's a cool dude.
Man.
He's not cool like,
Like me.
Like me. The dude, the thing I found out about this customer of mine, he buys games, like kickstarts games, gets multiple copies of them. He goes to Games at Berkeley and buys a bunch of stuff. He gets Wizards of the Coast. He has like the first Magic the Gathering sets, all in wrapper,
all that stuff.
And I tell him, dude, we got to get a camera on you and put these videos up of you opening them. He's like, why would I want to do that? Well, why wouldn't you want to do that?
Because it's like you might get some views, but like you're then out of those things forever. Like they're not making it anymore. You can't acquire them. Like they're getting so expensive now. Some of those things that
then
people can't afford them.
I say, why don't you sell them? He's like, well, why would I want to do that? Also,
money. I mean,
then he
don't
tells
need
me
money.
that he needs to like get rid of some of his crap. I'm all, yeah, board games have to take up a lot of space.
They really do.
They're worse than
really
pop
do.
vinyls.
You also have to have friends to play them with.
That's true.
So,
yeah.
I think I own a couple board games, and it's like, they can go. They can go now. They can go. I'm never gonna play Monopoly again unless my niece wants to play, in which case I will happily whip her ass. Because I believe you should treat children like adults at all times.
Right. That's right.
Yep.
And always try and beat them as hard as you can.
And then rub it in.
Especially in contact sports.
Yeah, well, whatever. It's just touch football or whatever.
That's right.
You need bruising. Bam. Now we played Monopoly. We played Monopoly last Christmas, but it was like the cheaters version of Monopoly. Like there's there's special rules for cheating, and so we did it. And she beat me. She's a good cheater, very good cheater.
Well, hell, let me see here.
Well, hell, it's 10 o'clock, man. What do you got?
It is 10 o'clock. I'm going to show you some comics that are coming out tomorrow or today.
Today, make it big, man. I got to use the restroom.
Okay, I'll do that.
Back in a minute.
Let me do that, and then I'll do that. All right. Get that glare off it. Look, it's Batman 103 that came out today. The Ghostmaker and Batman fight for the life of Clown Hunter. That was good. I liked it a lot. Death Metal number 5 came out. I am not quite caught up. Actually, I read number 4. There are some of the one-shots. I think there were 2 that came out since then. I would like to read those before this issue. But this has been a fun series. Actually, the one-shots have been very, very good. There was one called Multiverse's End by James Tynion with art by Juan Gedeon. And that was fantastic. Really good looking. And then also Rorschach number 2 came out. If you are a Tom King or a Rorschach fan. And Jorge Fornes. Good art. I like it. Oh, wait, that's not it. Let me do one more page, see if I can get one. It's very stylized. I like it. It's good stuff. All right. Hey, Diablo Hashcraft, how you doing? All right. That's right. We're not all high, that's for sure. I have been drinking a little bit, though. That's okay. Not enough to where it's going to bother my going home. It might bother me getting finished here, though. Let me see. Why don't we check up on Gizmo? All right, ATN's back.
Yeah, huh?
Well, thank you very much for showing up for this episode. I was really happy to be able to talk to you about some of this stuff.
No sweat, man.
Oh, by the way, in wrestling, I forgot to tell you. So Sasha Banks was the Mandalorian, or one of those, the one on the left.
That's okay.
And she's a wrestler. She's the WWE SmackDown champ.
Got it.
That's right. There you go. That's all the wrestling there was.
Mandalorian. You gonna watch that?
The Mandalorian. I've never watched it. I only hear people talking about it. I've heard that if you are not a fan of Star Wars recently, that this will this should do it for you.
What do you mean by that?
They kind of film it, and I guess they feel like little westerns maybe.
Okay.
Like little television episodes, and it feels more like the 70s than, the glitzy stuff of today. Let's say that.
Okay.
The supercomputer stuff. There you go. Fantinium says it's a good show.
It was entertaining.
Oh, you saw it.
I saw the first season.
Yeah.
Philip, of course, he wanted me to watch it.
Yeah.
So that I could be critical of it.
Were you critical of it?
Yeah, of course. Critical of everything.
I hope
how long have we known each other?
I hope Yoda baby eating eggs didn't upset you.
That's not going to bother me. I mean, I wouldn't have even noticed it. You know what I mean? It would have just gone completely under my radar.
I'm telling you, man, people were like, well, I mean, people
are bored.
I mean, how many people? Well, you're right. I mean, we're stuck at home, and the only thing we can do is just super analyze stupid stuff. And what are you gonna do?
Nothing. Just weather it. Weather the storm, man.
Yeah, weather the storm.
Just gotta ride it out. Wait for it to get over with, and then the problem is it's never gonna end. It's just gonna change shape, right? But you guys remember McCarthyism? Huh? Remember McCarthy? Just wait for it to get into the government, and then just wait.
Are you talking conspiratorially?
No. No, I'm not. McCarthyism happened.
It did happen for sure. Let me see. All right, excellent. So can you actually be over something if you were never in it to begin with?
No. You can't. Not really, right? Be like, I'm over that now.
Well, all right. So like I could bring it to comics. There's that X of Swords thing that's 22 parts, and I'm like, I'm over it already.
Oh,
And it didn't
yeah.
even start, you know.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I'm like, I'm done with this. Were you ever not done with it?
Yeah, but what is it? It's a special thing, right? It's what do we call those? Like the big events, special event? Is that what it is?
They're soul shattering, is what they are.
Are you tired of having these companies take advantage of you and falsely raise your hopes that there's something going to be amazing? You know what the next amazing thing is going to be? It's going to be something that you didn't expect to be amazing, right? You're going to like walk in there one day and you're going to be like, oh, what's this comic book? And you're going to pick it up and you're going to be like, holy shit, that was amazing. And it's going to happen organically, right? And you're going to tell everybody that you know, and those people are going to be like, he was right.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let me see.
It's not going to come from Marvel. It's not going to come from DC. Heaven forbid it's not going to come from Dark Horse. You know, might not come from Image. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they're hedging their bets with every book they publish now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are no more surprises, man. Like, they're going to have to come from Alterna or, you know, some tiny little company.
Well, I guess Image a little bit.
Maybe.
Jeff
Johns? No, though. They're just a publisher, man. Their only business model is to make money off the stuff they publish. So they're going to curate what they publish so that they make money.
Well,
they're
the
not
thing
into
is
taking
that
risks.
They don't even really make money off any of the
They make enough
product.
that they keep around, don't they?
Well, they keep the administrative costs and stuff like that.
So the people who make the decisions on what they publish are very, very much making sure that they still have jobs.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it's like when Vertigo came around, right? Whoever was responsible for that, taking risks, like making weird comic books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, they're not doing that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, you're not going to have your mind blown by anything that DC or Marvel puts out.
So this book here, Department of Truth, James Tynion, the guy who writes Batman, wrote this. This has been a hot book. I think it might get picked up for something, you know, like most people that write comics are hoping.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix,
sure.
something like that.
I don't blame them, man, but at the same time, everything's on TV now.
Yeah.
Everything.
Really
I mean,
is.
it honestly is the medium, and you know they storyboard all that stuff before they film it.
Mm-hmm.
And comic books are basically storyboards. So you have a bunch of people who their very nature is to make a storyboard. Why not make profit off of it, right?
And this book really feels like it's a TV show, and you know, to come for sure. This is like an X-Files. They pick up this guy who's what he does is he finds out about like you know, the QAnon type people, you know, goes undercover, and he finds out about this situation where he sees the actual film of the moon landing, you know, that type of stuff, and then he goes off on this like little vacation with these people. And here he is now after the fact being interrogated. And so that's what this whole book is about. And it totally feels like another, you know, like a program to be. Maybe this is like supposed to be the hot comic, but I don't know if it really is. It's been pretty good though.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I do like it. It's dealing with conspiracy theories, and the whole concept is that if we believe it, then there's a certain amount of it that actually makes it happen. So you know, so he goes off on this plane trip. Let me get to it. So here he is in this like little this where he sees the film for the first time. And here's the moon landing, you know. Who's the guy that did that?
Neil?
No, the moon the film of the moon landing.
I don't know.
That's supposed to be who's the guy that did The Shining?
Kubrick?
Yeah, Kubrick did the filming of the moon landing. At
Is
least that's
this-
what people believe.
Okay.
Anyway, here he is on this plane, and he goes to like the edge of the world, and he sees all these different planets and things going on, and he's like, I can't believe I saw this. And then he gets rescued from it, and then he gets taken in, and they want him to be a part of the, figuring out these conspiracies and making them keep them going, but only so much so that people can't, really experience them. It's ridiculous. It's what that is. But that's like the kind of thing that's out there. We talked about a book called Stillwater that Image is putting out. That one's pretty good. I don't know. There's books out there. Boom's doing Something is Killing the Children. I think you were still on the show when we talked about that one time. They all feel like a Netflix program. They all feel like it could be HBO Max or Netflix.
Ultimately, there's nothing wrong with that if they're good, right?
Yeah. Make Earth flat again. Exactly.
I just want good stories, man.
I just want good stories.
That's all I want.
I think the only ones that are out there that are, and it's been this way for a while, if a story is going to have any meaning from somebody, it's going to be their own work. So Jeff Johns, the guy who got in trouble for helping out finishing up Justice League, he is now going from DC with Gary Frank, the guy who did Doomsday Clock with him, and they're doing an Image title.
Okay.
Called Geiger.
Okay.
And
as in the Geiger counter?
Probably that's what it is. It looks
Not
like
H.R. Giger.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both Giger or Geiger.
One and the same. Interesting.
Yeah, it could be. But I mean, there we go. A guy that had hits at DC this year, hits from DC last year and the year before, because of how long it took. The guy that was doing Stargirl for the CW and all these other television and the movie properties. And he's taking his ball and he's going to go do it over at Image.
He would be a fool not to. But has he kickstarted anything or?
No, but there's been a lot of stuff like that also.
That's smart. That's
that
what you
Keanu
should be
Reeves
doing.
comic book.
Dude, that's like evolution at work. Really and truly for the comic industry, that's evolution at work. Like those are the people that are going to survive because people actually like their stuff.
Right.
That's
it. It helps them survive. It doesn't help the model of like, in between people selling stuff.
No, middlemen.
Unless there's a markup.
Have a problem. Unless you can buy a bunch, from each one of those Kickstarters, you can be like, hey, I want 20.
Well, more and more of them are out there, and that's a possibility. That some of what we talk about, like we like returnability, there's no returnability in that.
Yeah, sure.
So
dude, I don't take books back when I sell them. You fuck off. You bought it.
Well, I agree, but that's not how periodicals usually are.
Oh, I'm sorry. Now it's a periodical.
Well, newspapers and magazines and comic books.
Can you return magazines?
Yeah, you do. You strip
like
the covers.
If you're at Borders, right? If you're at Borders and you don't sell it, you just strip the cover off and send it back.
I don't think they're doing that these days, but somebody is. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't think it makes sense to ask that of somebody small. I think it makes sense if you're DC or Marvel, but it doesn't make sense of,
They don't always make their retailer tiers so accessible. But they are out there for a lot of the crowdfunding these days.
Okay.
Though the one thing is you kind of wonder sometimes, like, the price point is
too high.
Very high. And even if I'm getting a very good deal on it, it's to sell it at that price, and it's still a high price.
Yes.
So, there have been many a time when I've had small press books that are $5, $8, $10. But when it gets any more than 10, boy, your anus clenches.
Better not be staple bound. You know what I mean? Better not be.
But these crowdfundings these days, $15, $25, depending on what kind of campaign it is, because they often will add tiers and things
Yeah.
will, oh, well, you're going to get a shiny cover if we make this much money, that type of thing.
I mean, I just think it has a lot more value because you're buying it straight from the creators, and it's probably much more limited. Maybe not, but it probably is. And you're supporting, an artist or creator that you like. I think
Right.
all of that stuff. Like, I don't care about DC. If DC burns in hell, I don't care, right? But I've liked some of the comics that they've made. I was a big fan of Vertigo back in the day. And like, I would love all of the money that I was giving them to go straight to the creators. I think that's awesome in the comic book store, right? But I don't care about DC. I don't care. You don't either, I'm guessing. Necessary evil in your business.
All publishers pretty much are. If I do as a consumer, as a person that buys comic books, I buy some DC, I buy some Marvel, I buy Fantagraphics or other companies when those things come out. But it's as a retailer, it's very hard to really care. If any more than I care about how much money we're making, so I could buy the next books. I like when we have the stuff for the people that want them. I like when people are excited. That excites me. Even if I don't read what they read, it is really cool that people are happy. But I have also seen where people are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I'm continuing to buy this, even though it's a drudge."
Yeah.
Buying it. I'm on the part 20 of 22. I can't wait for this thing to be over.
Yeah, I get that though. That makes sense to me because like I didn't finish Transmet. I mean, I read them all, but I stopped buying them at some point because 41 issues in or something. It's like, do I really need to? You get the trade and it's a lot cheaper.
There's
Right.
that too. Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like to me, a lot of it is pocketbook. When I was young and I didn't have any money, none. I couldn't afford comics even when they were $3. It was pretty uncommon. Like I would buy one comic book a week, maybe two a month. I don't know. Not very many.
I don't think the money is always the thing.
It is for poor people.
Well, that's the one problem. Comic books have always been there for a lower class of person when it comes to money. Only money.
Seems like you have to have money to throw away to buy books and comics.
It was like, in the old days, you had a quarter and you bought a comic book and a candy and a soda, right, with that quarter.
Sure.
And as you got older, that was $1. And as you or longer in time, and then it becomes like $2 or $3. But now it's $5 for a comic book. I don't have any money for any of that other stuff. Yeah. I mean, candy bars are expensive too.
What was the 1000th Marvel thing or whatever they did that was $8 or $9?
Yeah, I think 10. Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah.
A $10 bill for a comic book that's probably half ads and not that good.
Not ads though, but not that good.
Still, man, even if it was an 86-page giant, that's
Usually those $10 books don't have ads these days. That's nice.
that's nice at least.
And
but
they'll have
still,
backup stories.
seems kind of pricey.
It is. It's very
We've done the
pricey.
calculation. I remember we've done it before on the show. Comics aren't supposed to be more than $2 now, based on inflation.
Yeah. And then, so there you go. It's really not that much money if you're only doing it once or twice a year for a
$2.
$25 crowdfunded comic.
Well, I mean,
It'll be like 60 pages or something like that.
I gravitate more to the trades simply because I'm having to keep up with the schedule of like, oh, this book is coming out. Oh, it was delayed. I'll come back next week. Oh, it's out. Oh, a special issue came out. It just feels dirty, like they're trying to suck my money out.
Well, and that's what it is. They're taking advantage of people that want to keep collecting what they're collecting. I know I've got you over a hump. I'm going to just add a couple more issues to this storyline that you've been reading.
Yeah, exactly.
Ba-dum-bum.
$4 cupcake, man. It's a $2.50 product if I ever saw one.
It better be the best damn $5 milkshake I've ever drank.
Oh, have you ever had a blackberry milkshake?
No, that sounds good.
Shit. Barney's used to have them, and they were really spectacular. And they were $5 or something. But oh my goodness, blackberry milkshakes are good. Whew. Whew. Oof. Oh. I try not to get that stuff in the house because I'll eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like no ice cream, no cake. If I bake cookies, I try to take them to the kids so that they can eat them, and I won't eat them all. Gotta be good.
Yeah, gotta be good. Gotta watch that figure.
Donuts, man, donuts. You know they closed all the Krispy Kremes nationwide.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean, I don't think permanently, but like none of them were open the last time I was in Dallas.
I do not like to suggest that those are donuts. Those are just
Krispy
sugar
Kreme?
confections, is all they are.
I mean, I think they're pretty standard donuts, man. They just
Yeah,
got a lot
they
more
are
sugar
not.
on the
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
That's okay. You don't have to be. I prefer Dunkin' personally.
Dunkin'.
Dunkin'
Wow.
Donuts, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there's a place down on, what is that? San Pablo, right by just south of Solano. There's a 24-hour donut place down there, and they have the best cruller I've ever had.
Oh, really?
And they're open 24/7.
So I was listening to NPR the other day, and on their California report in the evening,
Yeah.
they were taking old clips of shows that they did featured around California's, food places. And the very first one they did was on Glendora's Donut Man, which is a donut shop that not only myself but my brother worked at.
Oh, nice.
And they talked to Jim, who's
That
the
brother?
owner. Jeff, who's downstairs right now.
Yeah.
They talked to Jim, the owner of the store. They go into his history, how he was in an internment camp during World War II, because he's Japanese. Or whatever they called it. Is that an internment camp? Is that what we called it?
I'm sorry. What happened?
What do we
just now?
do to our Japanese people in World War
they were
II? Internment camps. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was like stuck in one in like Arizona or something.
Okay.
Anyway, he opened the donut store. We worked there, and then they talked to him about the strawberry donuts that they make. And it's like, oh my God, strawberry donuts. You go to sleep at night or in the morning, really, when you get home, and it's like you have nightmares about flipping donuts and cutting donuts open to put strawberries in them.
Do you remember the Dunkin' Donuts commercials where the guy would wake up in the middle of the night and he'd be dragging really hard? Time to make the donuts.
That's kind of what it is, except you're up. We were up already.
Yeah, man, they're the first people
6
that
in the morning.
bakers in general. They're making bread, donuts, whatever they're making early in the morning, because when people will get their coffee first thing in the morning on their way to work, they want that little pastry or that donut or that whatever.
That's the way it is, man.
It is the way it is. And there's something beautiful about that time of day too. When you're up at 4:00 in the morning, very few people are awake. It's still dark and it's peaceful outside. So
Don't have to worry about traffic.
not at all. Not at all.
It's a reason to go to sleep early, so you don't have to be around people
And talk
that
about
evening
happy
before.
customers. Happy customers, man. The people rolling into your donut shop are like, "Fuck yes, I want a
yeah.
Boston cream filled today, please." Do you like eclairs?
No,
Eclairs are great, man. A
don't
real
like that
eclair
goo.
is so good.
not in the goo.
Whatever. To
Not
each his
that
own.
good.
It's custard, dummy.
Thank you, ATN, for joining us.
Yeah, man.
I really appreciate you.
Happy to be
showing up.
here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
It's good to see all these people in the
Yeah,
chat.
these knuckleheads.
Yeah.
If anybody was if you enjoyed what you saw, come back to us next week. Hit the bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you, again, enjoyed what you have witnessed tonight, hit the bell or the thumbs up. It helps our algorithm, from what I understand.
I think it helps it show up in your feed too.
It does that too, and not only that, I know we've lost some subscribers recently. I have heard that YouTube does funky things, and
Yeah.
maybe we had a couple people that actually dropped, but
Maybe it was
tell
that
a friend.
episode when you were yelling at everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on private. I think I'm gonna stop doing that one. Yeah. That one's gone.
You'll
after
get
tonight.
so mad. It's kind of funny, but it's kind of scary too if you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it was weird. I know. I freely admit. Also, earlier in the show, Jeff was telling people how, not this Jeff, was telling how he hates everybody that's in chat. So
That is a questionable motive. I mean,
And I was like already on edge,
Yeah.
So
I don't know what the purpose of that is really, but it's all right. Whatever.
I am going to sign off. I'm going to talk with Etienne after the show, and I'm going to do work with my brother to finish up for tomorrow. There's going to be lots and lots of new comics, so come on in. We're open from 12 to 5, and Tuesday through Saturday. Thank you very much, and we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Take care.